Yeah, it doesn't have that Artur sound. Denis.
We are live, boys, for another director dive.
Back on the Denny train after a week break.
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. How was the vacation, Alex?
it was nice. We went to Austin. We stayed out a little bit outside the city, but out of the cities I've been to down in here in Texas, I think Austin's my favorite because it's like, at least where we were staying, you had just enough West Texas and just enough city blend to where it wasn't like overwhelming. I will say I'm not a city person per se, but I enjoy partaking in the casual walking arounds, but that's about it. Living there, I don't know if I could do it. It was a bit busy for me.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
I mean, it's booming now, Austin, right? Like, that's the
Yeah.
place to be in Texas. But...
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you see Richard Linklater? That's the real question.
Did not. No. I saw a lot of questionable crackheads. I think. I mean, they were just kind of sitting on the corner, headbanging, and their hair was a bit crazy. So I think they were on that good.
And you're like, is that Richard Linklater? That's the kind of the mentality I think he's at.
Is this where he hangs out in his free time? Gets his ideas?
It's changed a lot since Slacker, right?
But yeah, no, it was nice. It was fun to get away for a day or two, and just be an adult. Like, we actually went to a bar, me and my wife, for like first time. Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. And it was like a cool hip bar. I don't know what they like.
Cool
if it's
hip
normal,
bar.
but like we go there and they're like, just sit at the table, scan the menu, go to the bar, tell them what you want, and then tell them your table number and go back. Yeah, I'm out of touch. I'm used to just sitting at a table and being like, I will take a whiskey lemonade, and they bring it to me, with my meal instead. Yeah.
Just you wait, man. You get a little server bots coming in.
Everything through your phone.
Yeah.
Well, we got Super Piccolo Bros films watching, boys, and he says that he loves this movie, so we caught one.
Hey, me too,
right
man.
on.
Yeah. So let's just get into Blade Runner 2049. Yeah, I think we all watched the OG too, right? Everybody catch it? So it's nice we have
we all watched the Netflix final cut.
I did watch the final cut.
Yeah.
The definitive cut, or so they say.
Right.
Yeah.
What Ridley wanted.
Yeah, I don't know what Ridley wants anymore, honestly.
Yeah, honestly, I feel the same way.
Yeah, after watching the new Gladiator 2, it's like, okay, man. But
I couldn't even finish it. I tried. Like, I got like an hour in, and I'm just like, I don't know. I don't know if I'll go back to finish it or not. I don't know.
Dang.
I should, but...
Did you get to the sharks and shit? Or whatever, the monkeys.
I don't think so.
Monkeys?
I don't think so. It was late, and then I turned it off to watch Conclave, which
the monkeys.
No, that was just like the go to sleep movie. Then,
just
right?
like, what the fuck?
Yeah. So I was on my way down.
Some Wizard of Oz fucking monkeys. Is that what?
Well, it's like
here?
it's almost like it's
like a mythical creature,
fucking fantasy world. Yeah, like a mythical creature or some shit. Like it's like the Clash of the Titans shit, where it's like kind of realistic, but it's like also fucked up mythological shit. Like.
Yeah, that's what he's going for, man. He's going for that Clash of the Titans shit, right?
Yeah,
but only for the monkeys.
Is that what he's going for?
That's what
he's going for the money. I'll tell you that.
That's more like it.
The money.
I don't blame him. Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean, should we do a little talk on the first Blade Runner before we kind of get into 2049? Then, what did you guys think about the OG?
Yeah, I guess my first experience with the OG, I was a bit down on it, but I wrote it in my review on Letterboxd. My mentality was, I need to watch this because me and my buddy wanted to see 2049, and we didn't see the original Blade Runner. This was back in college, when you could just go to the movies. You didn't have kids to worry about and plan for. But
I can just go to the movies.
All right, never mind. This is before kids.
Yeah, no,
I could just
totally
be like,
know what that feels like.
Yeah, it's coming for us.
But yeah, we sat down. We both were just like, oh, that's kind of lame. And we had like, I guess, low expectations. One of my favorite movie experiences is Blade Runner 2049. Like, it was great.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
But yeah, the first one.
Yeah.
What do you guys
I was
think?
pretty high on it. Like, I think I had it at 4 stars. Yeah, the first one. I think I had 4 stars after my first time watching it, and then I watched it again, and I was just like, this is kind of messy. So, like, Yeah.
So because of all the fucking cuts.
Yeah. Yeah, I was like, this is the final cut, and it still like doesn't feel great. Like
it probably just got messier and messier over time. I don't really know, but I mean, maybe.
Yeah, apparently there was like a theatrical version and then a director's cut, and then this final, like there's like 3 or 4
final director's cut. Yeah, what the fuck?
Yeah.
How do you have a director's cut and then say you didn't definitively do it?
Which one you're in?
Right. I think this is like my 3rd time watching it, and not one time and not any cut has like succeeded. Like the pacing just never lets me get into the movie. Never.
Yeah.
Kind of same. Like, I don't know. This was my first time watching both of these actually. In like the first one, like I like both movies kind of have like the same overarching theme, but it's like the first one I feel like it's almost lost because I don't know if it's the dialogue or what, but I'm just like not engaged. I don't really care. I feel like the like hints too are just like so subtle that it's like
it's super
almost
ambiguous,
non-existent, or like so it's like too ambiguous, like
yeah, definitely.
To me, it's also like yeah. Go ahead.
That's just like a polarizing thing. I would say for the first one, just super ambiguous. But I mean, I guess you could say that leads to like rewatchability. I don't know.
I guess, man, but it doesn't. I never want to rewatch that movie. Like I barely wanted to rewatch it for this task.
To be honest, like, I watched it like 2 weeks ago, and I was thinking about just watching like the last like hour, and I was just like, I don't want to.
The problem with the first one is it's 1 hour and 57 minutes, right? And the second one is almost a whole hour longer, but it feels 10 times faster than the first one.
100%.
It's crazy.
Yeah, right.
It's just like, it means like, to me, they could have cut like 1 hour of the original Blade Runner, honestly, which means like you don't have a movie at that point.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have enough shit going. Yeah, right. And the idea is cool.
And that's like, and I think I also mentioned that in the review, is like the last 30 minutes of the first one was like, I like this. I like this.
Yeah,
like,
that's where it peaks for sure.
Yeah. And it's like the conversation they're having and the realization of like the fear of finding out that this robot or AI, whatever you want to call it, android, figuring out he's an android, his life is finite, and the fear of death. So like that was a cool experience to like go along with, but the rest of the movie, what was I experiencing the rest of the movie? It just didn't.
And even that half hour at the end takes way too long, dude. It's just like get to the fucking Tears and Rain speech. God damn you, like. But it is that speech is amazing. I will say it's fucking good.
Wait, I guess I just want to go back to what you were saying, Alex. When you were saying it's the last 30 minutes are just an android finding out they're an android, do you mean Harrison Ford?
No, the guy.
The other guy.
It's like, the other guy, he's like coming to the realization that death is kind of like going to happen. And just because he's an android doesn't mean he's immortal. And, the fear of finding out all that all at once kind of makes him go a little bonker. I don't know. That's just how I viewed it.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, no, I gotcha.
He goes, he curses God or the guy who made him is God.
The only reason I brought that up is because, like, I don't know, after watching the first one, I'm like, is Deckard actually a replicant? And then, like, the second movie kind of confirms that he's, like, not. So, like...
It was a fan theory for the whole time between these two movies that he was, so...
Yeah, because that was what I said about the eyes, too. Because I'm pretty sure I had heard or read that in, I think, the director's cut, like, his eyes sparkled like a replicant. And I guess, like,
Ridley didn't like
Ridley
that after
had originally wanted him to be a replicant. And then I guess he changed his mind. I don't know.
But, oh my God, Ridley. Fucking.
I know. I don't know, man.
His eyes sparkle in the final cut. There's definitely a moment where I was watching. Yeah, it's when like Rachel's in his apartment and he like kind of like walks behind her, and he like goes into the dark, and there's like a moment where it flashes.
I guess that's true.
He left it hidden.
I guess like you have a pretty good side by side comparison when he's interviewing her, because you can see it in her eyes and you can't in his. So like that's where, at least for me, I was like, okay, he's like, based on that, he's probably not a replicant. You know what I mean? But I don't know.
But I think the whole point is to make you question if he is.
Oh, totally. Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I don't know. I think it also just gets lost in like the 80s shit, where it's like we got Harrison Ford leading man, just let him be on screen
enough. I was talking with my brother about this like this afternoon. Literally, that's exactly what I said. Like, there's just like too much 80s bullshit in the way. That's like, I don't know, just fucking getting in the way for me, like of actual like plot or whatever. But it's like in the newer one, it's like. I mean, like it's.
I like the vibe,
okay.
but
I kind of dug the score.
Yeah,
and the
like
visuals
I don't know,
are like revolutionary, I guess, for like what they're doing with like cyberpunk shit. So
yeah, Bungie.
Yeah, I don't know.
I did walk out of that first one, or like watched after finishing that first one. I was like, I don't think Harrison Ford's as good of an actor as I thought. Like, I don't know. He's just like,
dude.
I don't know.
I liked him in it, but he just didn't have anything to do really in it in the first one.
That's the thing. That's the big thing is like it's just an empty role until the end. You know, like he had more emotion and more to do in the second one, and he's in it less.
Yeah,
true.
And over the course of the like filming, like he doesn't even know if he's a replicant. Is that good or bad?
Right. They're still writing it as they're making it. Yeah. But 30 something years later or whatever, we get 2049. New top director, sci-fi director on the scene with Villeneuve. And I would say highly successful in the hands of Denis. What he did.
I think this should be getting what Dune is getting, to be honest. Like when this came out, I feel like this should be his epic. This is like one of the greatest sci-fi. Like I'm not a huge fan of sci-fi, but this is like incredible stuff. And visually, it's amazing. It's long, but it's paced so well. I don't know. And like it's got everything Dune has, but better. So like, what I'm trying to say is fuck Dune, Blade Runner 2049. That's what we should be praising right now. So,
yeah. Like it is crazy that just like everybody missed it when it came.
I know. It's insane.
Yeah. Before watching this and like coming into this week, I don't know. I didn't expect to like it that much, or think that it would be better than Dune. But like, I agree with that. Like, I think it is.
We got him.
Yeah. Welcome to the team, brother.
And why do you think Dune? Like, is it just because it's like an older property or like a more prestige? Like, I don't know.
That's what I don't get.
My take on it was like,
I think it's a combination of him gaining popularity, but then also like the two movie combo, like the part one and part two.
Yeah, for sure. It grew over that time. I think.
And they told it as like, oh, it's the next Lord of the Rings, which I completely disagree with. But like, why does it have to be compared to these other epics? Like, I don't know. Oh, I guess that helps because now everyone's like, "Oh, dude, fucking sweet, man! Did you see that fucking sandworm? It was fucking sweet." Like,
it was.
Okay, it was fine.
It was cool. Like being in the theater, just like the sound and just like feeling it in your seat. It was pretty badass. Okay, like
you got to give it to him. I'm actually excited to rewatch him now that we've gone through his movies because I think I'll kind of give a little more appreciation to him. I think, but
I mean, like, also, I feel like you were saying, Dune. Like, I don't think it's going to be able to hold up to Lord of the Rings and other, like, franchises like that. I mean, as shown by the fucking, like, HBO series, at least. I mean, like, I don't know. Because, I guess it's, like, those two movies weren't that good like just because, like, Denis made them that, like, what they were and shit. Yeah. And, like, I think, like, the rest of the shit is, like, not going to be able to... I mean, I don't know. The HBO show, I think it was just, like, poorly... done. I think it probably all around probably could have been better.
They should have never made it. Honestly, I think they probably regretted doing it. Yeah. But nowadays, like you have the main property that's you behold with Steam or whatever, and then you have that little like fucked up cousin that they made like with Rings of Power. It's like you just ignore that guy, you know, like, and it's like every property is gonna have one now.
Or the Hobbit movies.
Yeah, exactly.
You come to the family gatherings, you just say hi, you give them a hug goodbye.
I guess you are in the family, but you know, you're not the shit. But yeah, so I guess just going through like a couple notes that I didn't really put into some categories for 2049, but I would say that the visuals, like as far as like the cyberpunk stuff that you see in Blade Runner 2040, or not, sorry, OG Blade Runner, it's amazing. It's dated. We've seen stuff like that now again, but I'd say the visuals in Blade Runner 2049 are like way elevated, just like in the sci-fi essence, but just also overall as like a film, you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Dude, so I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Not really to do with the shots, but like, so I guess I could have just looked this up. What actually like was the blackout? Because like I guess like from my theory or whatever, because I don't think it was explained. It seemed like Vegas was like fucked, and I assumed that either that was because of the blackout or like a fucking nuke went off there, because they also said there was radiation there. Yeah. And like something that happens when like a nuke goes off, I just don't know about the range. There's like basically like an EMP pulse. So like it does wipe out like electronics in like a certain range, but I don't know if that's like far enough to hit LA from Las Vegas. I guess like I don't know. I just wondered if that was the blackout, or like if the blackout was just like them just like losing fucking power or something.
Yeah.
So like an EMP would wipe their fucking data. So like,
so you're thinking like they had to like EMP like a synthetic revolution or something?
Let me just look it up. Let me just fucking look it up.
Yeah. I mean, it would make sense, but also like there's nobody like here anymore. It seems like in this
they all
world.
moved off world.
Yeah. So it's kind of nice to see like the progression.
Yeah, that's what I kind of appreciated and really paid attention to this watch through, was like it's almost the complete opposite of the first one. So like the first one is the android discovering that, you know, oh no, I'm going to die. And then this one is like an android being scared that he might be a real boy, you know, or something like that along those lines. And the fact that LA in the first one is so crowded and it's just disgusting, and in this one it's the complete opposite. Everybody's evacuated and everything's so sparse, and like wood, he's like, he checks out the wood, he's like, you got real wood here, you're fucking rich or whatever, and it's just completely different. And it actually felt like a real sequel where it had like time in between and thought out time in between, rather than just like, oh, let's skip ahead a few years, you know. It like 100%. Felt genuine, like genuinely thought out.
Yeah, that was one of my biggest notes for this, was like, just as like a remake reboot type of thing, it's kind of like that. It's kind of like the perfect project I feel like any decent director can ask for, where you have like this ambiguous first film that's like okay, has good concept, and so he can just like take this thing and and does what he does and elevates it to the next.
I mean,
like,
everybody says
really like forms it.
Yeah, everybody says that they should be remaking movies that like didn't work, and this is like probably the best example of it. Like where it's like, oh, no, it's good, but it didn't. And then he's like, let me get under the hood here. Let's see what's working.
Break out the tools.
Let's see what we can tweak.
Right. I mean, I feel like it was just like so
give me
much
a new
more
creature in the Black
compelling
Lagoon, you know?
That like he knew the whole time that he was a replicant, because I feel like it was so much more like understandable and relatable for me for some reason for him to question like his reality. Right. Because like I don't know, I didn't really get that as much. Like it didn't even seem like Harrison Ford was really questioning his reality like at all in the first one. So like, but I feel like he was supposed to be. So like, I don't know. I guess I'm just like.
I feel like we should have spent more time with Rutger Hauer's character, because that's what the message is in the first one. Like, sure that Harrison Ford's the Blade Runner and he's got to kill these people, these replicants that are rebelling or whatever the fuck. But like the whole point of the movie, or at least the themes, are all lay within Rutger Hauer's character, and like we spend maybe the last 30 minutes plus another 5 minutes with him, you know. So it's like the meat and bones of the whole movie don't even play a big role in the first one. So that's why it feels
honestly, thinking about it, like what does Harrison Ford like end on in that movie? Is there a change in anything, or like
dude, he just fucking leaves?
Yeah,
like, I don't realizes like,
I guess I heard that guy's speech and I'm gonna think about it now type of, you know, like
right.
I guess, I mean, he finds love and is compelled to like stop killing the replicants and realize that they might be just like us. So.
Yeah,
you know?
That was my thing, where it's like he just witnessed this replicant die.
Yeah,
witnessed a death, and he's been part of death for so long now that he's like, yeah, maybe I should just take a break.
I'm retired.
Yeah.
I guess that's true, because then it is where we find him. So at least like they they knew where he left off and like picked up the pieces correctly, you know. So
for sure.
And then like you said, Alex, I just thought the 2049 moves deliberately and slowly, but it moves so much faster than the original. Like you're 27 minutes in and the plot finally kicks in with like the birth angle of like the replicant giving birth, and you're like, holy fuck, this is interesting. But then I checked the time, I was like, what time is it? And it's 27 minutes in, and it felt like it was like 10 minutes in. I'm like, well done, movie. Like, fuck yeah.
That's I did the same exact thing, because I started it at like, I think it was like 9 o'clock last night. and I finished it today. But I started at 9 o'clock last night, and I was like, I'll just watch a couple minutes because I know it's a long movie. And I just forgot how well paced it is. Then I checked the time. I'm an hour and like 3 minutes in. I'm like, damn, this is just hauling ass right now.
Yeah. Well, I have some notes in the second half, but 100% just like a much more enjoyable experience of a film.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
But should we get into some categories then?
Let's do it.
Yeah.
Here we go. So what do you guys find is the theme? Because I was like, I got to kind of dig for this one, you know, because it is something like cerebral and you got to kind of rip it out. But what did you guys get?
I also kind of struggled. I got, do you believe in miracles?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean,
I thought it was just like
heart?
you're supposed to question what makes a human a human, or like questioning your reality. Like what makes up humanity.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I put down. I put identity, reality, and gaslighting. I was like, damn, dude, like what is true? You know?
Yeah.
Whatever you believe is your truth. Like,
right. I just said, do I have purpose? Like I feel like Gosling is like really just like on a like, what am I doing here? Same with Harrison. Yeah. Like he's just like they're kind of just there. Yeah. It's like what am I doing? You know.
It's funny when it clicks for Ryan Gosling what his purpose is when the naked Joy goes up to him and calls him like a good Joe, and he's like, "You're right, I am a good Joe. Let's go fucking work."
Yeah. Well, speaking of that scene, shoot your shots. Manny, is this his best like cinematic movie now? I would probably.
Yeah, over Dune for sure. I would say definitely.
Yeah.
Like there's like cool scenery and concept stuff.
Yeah, you're right.
Over like Arrival, because Arrival was like the tops, last week,
true.
Right? So like, I think this probably transcends
it. This was just like elevated.
It's
Arrival.
It's at like
I think so.
The opening 20 minutes or 10 minutes or whatever is just like, I don't know. It's great vibes. Yeah. The solar fields, so good.
Yeah, and when he's just like flying around LA, and there's just like weird giant fucking structures all around, and you're just like, what the fuck?
Like, who built
what am I looking at right now? Did LA turn into a shithole, or like what is this? Or like fucking the planet in Star Wars.
the city planet or whatever.
Yeah, the whole planet is like a city.
Yeah, that's the vibes.
All this brutalist architecture and shit.
Yeah.
Well, some of my favorite shots, I think when I think about this movie, I think about the giant purple pink Joy leaning down and like from the left and like pointing at our protagonist, like bestowing like sci-fi majesty onto our guy, it's just like, that's fucking, I love that image. And some of the other ones, the hand shot where it's like the sex scene of the movie and there's like the overlay of the two women.
Up.
Yeah, that's
so
just
good,
so well done. So well done. And then a little more subtle one there's some like comedy beats in this movie because I think Villeneuve was like trying to kind of make it a little more broad, to like bring in if he was like in case the movie was big for the audience. But there's one where like he gets shot out of the sky and he's flying around and he just like the ship just slowly starts to like tilt off left and descend. And it's just a cool shot because you can feel like the scale of it, but then he's just like so like calm and like fucking like
kind of
just crashes the ship. Yeah. I just really like that one. So
nice.
Yeah, I mean, my favorite. It was hard for me to split this and scene just because I love when he's walking through New Vegas, and all that. Yeah. But I think any of the shots with this giant naked statue ladies, those really tickle my fancy.
Yeah,
and just the scale, like Villeneuve with his scale and how he sets up shots where everything feels so, the majesty of it all. I don't know. It's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah, when
I put some of those as mine. The desert shot, which is a lot of that. When that hard cut, to that, or it's just but I liked the torn page like tilt when he's like looking for all the records of the orphanage and stuff like that, and he's like sitting over the torn book, and I don't know, for some reason I was like, yeah, this is a struggle. Like this guy's struggling to figure out like what his reality is right now. Like that one, and then the opening shot with the eyeball, because I was just like, you know what, good callback. Good on you.
That's when I think of an eye shot now, I think of Blade Runner. Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah.
Nice. What you got, Joe?
Yeah, I had just put the desert. About walking into Vegas with the, just like yellow shot, with this broken fucking statues and shit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just want to say, like, the opening of the final cut, like, I was like, oh god, we're not in for a great experience, because with Ridley, like, it's cutting into the building. You see the city, and you're coming into the building, and it's like, we're gonna go into this weird office or whatever, and the sense of scale just never fully like checks out. But like when Villeneuve cuts outside an office when Robin Wright's getting murdered or whatever, it's just like the scale and I guess maybe the sound design too is just really done well. So like,
dude, I did check.
This is the guy for
our boy Hans Zimmer for this one too.
Yeah.
And like, it's interesting because he's like just really good at like blasting when there's like nobody talking, and it's just like people moving or something like that. But then when there's like people talking, like it's just silent. Like that's like he's just so good at just like having stuff when you need it. Or just like levels of sound. I don't know.
Yeah, for sure.
On the topic of comparison of scale too, like with the first one being so like revolutionary in its like capabilities of CGI and making all this futuristic stuff look cool in the 80s, like it still doesn't feel as magnificent, because even when Villeneuve is using CGI, it feels real for I don't know what he does, but like the fake buildings that he makes,
do you think
still
he
feel real? I don't know.
It's not like a model.
Right.
No, I was thought about that during that crash scene. I was like, because that crash feels very practical.
Yeah.
You're like, and I was just like, after that, I was like, damn, like, it's hard to tell. That was just one of the clear ones. I was like, oh, they did that practically, but everything else looks so good and like,
it's like
so well, and
everything out the windshield must be full CGI, and what I'm saying, or like just a completely created environment. So like the meld. I mean, he has the physical car, which is amazing. That car that he has, but like the melding is like where you find the cinematic magic, I'd say.
Yeah. I feel like it is practical effects to a certain extent, but only that it's just like some sets, but it's like they're really like toned down. But like, and I feel like they just add CGI in like effective way with what they already have. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah, for sure. Because like all the indoor sequences are pretty like, I don't know, pretty bare bones for the most part. We have like a big office building. We have some like the office of Wallace and stuff like that.
Very minimalist.
Wonderful, wonderful place.
Yeah, that's where you want to be.
Jared Leto's actual fucking home, I think, though.
Right. They just captured him. They're like, this is what he does on his weekends, man.
Yeah. Hey, Jared, can you stop ad-libbing? We have a script. He's like, oh, we have a script? Oh, sure. Let me give it a read.
Turn the cameras off. Okay, let's get into some quotables. I have one quote, and it's my favorite. It is, "Many is the night I dream of cheese, toasted mostly." And that's Harrison Ford.
That's good. Yeah, that's good. I like there's a little of every artist in their work.
That's good.
Is that the memory?
Yeah.
Yep. Okay.
I mean, that's kind of like the giveaway.
The actual daughter.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, that is. That scene is so important on the second watch.
Yeah.
It's crazy. Because the first time you're just like, oh, this is a nice scene or whatever, and then you're just like, holy, wait a minute, I was listening to that scene. I was like, what did she say to me?
Hold up. Those tears mean something. You fucking
yeah.
I just put. I wasn't aware that was an option, madam, because he's like a fucking robot and he basically can't say no. Yeah. So like, it's just like funny that he can like kind of joke around like that. Right. I don't know.
Yeah.
That's what's fun about like what Matt said earlier with the comedic stuff. Like at the beginning when Gosling's like, "Is that what that smell is?" Or when Robin Wright gets toasted and she uses her face and just kind of drops it on the table. And then the girl kills or thinks she kills Ryan Gosling and says, "I'm the best," or whatever. I don't know. Just those moments where it's just like kind of elevating it a little bit.
Right. That's the MCU notes of like, we need a joke here. We need a joke here.
Yeah,
but Villeneuve's like, I'll give you a joke every 35 minutes. You know, like, and then you're gonna it'll be a very small one.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he likes adding humor though.
Yeah,
like from like his first couple movies.
Yeah.
Fuck, I don't know. The
Rivals
maybe the first one.
Maelstrom.
I think Maelstrom. Yeah, that was the one he tried to like make kind of funny.
Yeah, for sure.
No, I don't know.
He's got dark humor in a lot of them, you know. So.
Yeah.
Any other quotes before we move into some performances?
I had, as a funny quote, the one where the guy's he's going through the records, and he's like, yeah, my mom cried over all the lost pictures, and he's like, I'm sure you were a cute kid, or whatever. He's like,
that was great casting.
Great face,
yeah.
That was good.
That was pretty good. But I put, the world is built on a wall that separates kind. Tell either side there's no wall, and you've bought a war. I thought that was interesting, but that's all I have for quote.
Nice.
I was really hoping you'd whip out Thick Milky there, but I guess.
Yeah, that's good.
Okay.
Yeah, so I did find about the blackout too. I think I was kind of right. I think it was actually. It does say at least it was an EMP, and then a different source says it was an EMP from a nuke. So I think that it was.
Were they trying to stop a revolution?
What's that?
You think there was like a robot uprising or some shit, and that's why they dropped a nuke, or what?
I don't know. Here, let me go into the source.
Yeah, get into the lore, Joe.
Yeah, man.
Give us the lore.
Into that fandom document.
I did find that there was something called Blade Runner Blackout 2022. It's a short animated film. I don't fucking know.
All right, well, will you watch that real quick and get
you
back
lost
to
me at animated.
So. Yeah.
Dang. All right, let's get into performance review then. And I'm gonna just give my take right off the bat here. I think a lot of people are giving some of their best performances of their career in this movie.
I would thought the same thing.
I'd specifically note Dave Bautista, Ana de Armas, and potentially Ryan Gosling. Honestly.
Yeah. Amen. I would also. I'm gonna throw in Robin Wright. She was
okay. I thought about that. I was like, you know what? She's fucking cooking. Yeah.
Yeah. She when her and that girl were going head to head. I'm like, guys, just make out already. Come on, let's get there.
Yeah, I love that cut out the window with her death. Spoilers, and the silence that you don't get any death audio because for that character to kill Robin Wright she's just completely level and nothing is jarring for her. You know, it's really really smart.
Yeah,
she was really good too. I don't even know who that actress's name. I haven't really seen her in much, I don't think. The henchwoman.
Mm-hmm.
But she was
one I put on there, Sylvia Hooks. Hooks.
Yeah. I was wondering, because Sean Fantasy, his review of this movie is whatever happened to her, because she's not really in anything, and she's actually really good in this.
She is good.
I thought she was great.
Right. Weird, yeah. I feel like she should be in more. I don't know.
But I agree. Ryan Gosling is this is like I said, this should be Dune. This should be getting the hits at the awards. Gosling is great in this. I think Harrison Ford is actually really good in this. I'm not a huge fan of Harrison Ford, but I think he's for the little screen time he has, he's really good in it.
He's good.
Does the job
Dave
for sure.
Is actually acting for a change. Crazy.
But
yeah, he was good too. For the 2 seconds he was in there. But
yeah.
Well, who would you
walk in the door and I'm like, Dave Bautista, and Ryan Gosling's already in there, and I'm like, dude, this guy's gonna get murdered. Right.
Usually you can see a little bit of Bautista in the performance, or kind of a smirk of it somewhat. I feel like you just don't get any hint of that in that scene, which is great.
No, you put glasses on him, it's he's an intellectual. Yeah, this is
good.
Yeah. But who would you recast if you were to recast somebody?
I mean, I think it's pretty obvious, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Don't you say Leto.
One person. Yeah, of course.
Well, originally, Denis wanted David Bowie to do it, but he died.
Bro.
Wow. I actually... That would have been way fucking better.
Yeah.
Dude, that would have been amazing. That's sad to hear, actually. Yeah. I feel like the casting isn't on the joke of Jared Leto as like the dude who's spouting like bullshit nonsense that nobody wants to hear. Like the casting is on it, but Jared Leto himself isn't like getting the joke. He's just playing it like he is
straight. Like
I don't know. He's just it's not good. It's not fully what I want.
I didn't mind it. I think it's the weakest of them all. But I think it's just on par with his personality because I feel like that is Jared Leto. I mean, he has a cult, so like it kind of works. You know?
Fits him.
Yeah. You think he's actually a vampire?
Do you think Jared Leto is in just every movie secretly, and he's just sending us messages to join his cult?
I was wondering, like, is he just like, does he have a discounted like price tag for his like shit? Because like, why do people want him? Because he's headlining the new Tron movie, which I was really excited about the new Tron movie until I heard he was like the. So it's like, who do you think is coming out for this guy? Just the 30 Seconds to Mars fan, I guess, right?
Dude, but like, which is crazy because 30 Seconds to Mars is not like, they're nothing like they used to. They're literally an entirely different band. I mean,
like
they put out a new album like a year ago. It's like completely fucking different than like what they were like 20 years ago.
Leto's taking over, man.
I don't know.
He knows what he wants.
Yeah. Your blood for
blood.
His youth.
Oh fuck. Okay, the highest of highs. What are the best scenes? That's true. He told us on screen.
I told my mom I wouldn't rat her out like this, but she stayed here last week on the topic of Morbin time, and I put my son to sleep and I come out and fucking Morbius is on. I'm like, wow, are you watching this? And she's like, I really like it. I'm like, I'm gonna keep that between you and me, okay? But here I am. I couldn't knows. Since it came out. I have to rat her out. I'm like,
I did actually kind of watch it like a couple weeks ago, just because like it was on in the background. I didn't actually like really watch.
What was on? Who turned it on?
Doing something else, and it was like on, and I'm just like, I don't want to find something.
I was just scrolling through HBO, and I saw Morbius.
And I'm
pretty
much.
Turn it on.
And then I was like, I was there for like a minute, and I'm like, I can't do this. And then I just walked out of the room, and then it was just kind of on while I was doing other shit.
Just put on Madam Web. At least you'll have a chuckle. At least, you know. Like, it's just not draining.
Yeah.
But to a much better Leto movie, I guess. The highest of highs in 2049. What do you guys think was the best scenes?
I think the opening scene with Dave Bautista. I mean, every time I watch it, I'm like, fuck yeah, let's fucking go. Like him bashing him through that wall feels so like crazy. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel like kind of just like sets the tone for what you're in for.
Definitely.
Kind of quiet
for sure.
Can put people through walls sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I love that at the end of that scene how he like sniffs what he's cooking. You know, it just like shows that he's like a curious guy or that he's like open to some type of like sense like that. You know, nice.
Yeah.
And the hard part's over, so he's like, maybe I will try it. You know.
Yeah. He's like, is that garlic good? Yeah. I had that one, and then I had the memory maker scene where because like on this watch, this is my first rewatch, and I was like. I had to like literally just like sit there and like, okay, I have to like listen to what she's saying this time, like 100%. Like, and it's just a really smart scene. It has like, I think you had the quote from it, Alex. It has like the most probably to say about what the movie's about and like these two characters talking, and then her getting emotional, like reliving her own memory, right? Like that's really smart scene, but it also is like kind of giving you everything you need for the plot.
Yeah. So. And if you're paying close attention on the first watch through, I mean, you'll catch it right there.
Yeah.
And you'll be like, oh, she's the one. That's why she's got the immune system problem.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
I feel like
I didn't.
Did you guys?
Me either.
Yeah. Okay. Then maybe for you, Joe, did you get the sense that maybe the like henchman woman was like secretly child and that she's been like brain? Yeah. Okay. That was
like
my first
it was like an option for me, you know.
Right. Because it's either him, you think it's her or Kay or somebody else.
She kind of looks like Rachel a bit too from the first movie.
Yeah.
Which kind of leads you there.
Yeah. I guess I didn't know that the actual daughter, like, is she like? Are you supposed to know that she's a replicant right off the bat? Because I feel like that was just pretty clear. I just assumed she was a human because it said she had a disease or something, right?
That's where they get you. Yeah. So he scrambled it. They did good.
She's actually, but I don't know. I mean, like, she's like half human, right? I mean, she's like half replicant.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So there's something. That's why she's inside, right? There's something. Right.
She doesn't have an immune disease or immune problems.
Because I also kind of thought like, there's nothing in there. Like, she doesn't eat food. I don't think.
It's pretty empty.
I mean, I don't know.
She just imagines eating food, and that's enough, right?
Like, do replicants eat? I mean, I guess he was kind of eating some food.
It was some goo.
Yeah.
Shit, I don't know.
Like, get your goo. Get your Go-Gurt, right?
That's what they got right.
Any other scenes? Should we get into some props?
I mean, I don't know. I just put when he finds out he actually isn't the baby. Mainly just because I don't know.
I put that in the final battle because
it's like the twist. I don't know.
Yeah. I mean, it's leading you there that whole time, and then kind of rug pulls you. But you're not mad. I feel like you're not mad about it.
Because I kind of was just expecting him to be actually like the kid. Mm-hmm. I don't. Yeah. I don't know. I was not really expecting. I don't know. I mean, I guess I had thoughts, but especially when they said there were possibly 2 kids. Or when that was an option, that's when I was like thinking of who the daughter could, or like the other girl could be.
Right. Yeah, totally.
I kind of always thought that he was like one of the kids, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Same.
And he wants to think that too, you know. That's what's great.
Yeah.
Right. I think that's awesome about that too. Is like from the first movie, it's like it sets you up because like the first one, you're always thinking like, is Deckard a replicant too, or so it's like playing off the same thing for this one, which I think is pretty cool.
Yeah.
Of like, who is this? Our main
same dynamic
protagonist. Kinda. Yeah. It's nice.
For sure. Prop hunt. Yeah. So many props in this movie, right? Like, fucking killed it on like the tactileness.
There's so many options. It was kind of tough.
Right.
Like, can I pick a couple, or do I have to?
Yeah. I got like 3 just like notes here. And if I was to pick some,
I have a couple.
I want the little neck tablets, the little
little
cameras or whatever the fuck. I'll take some of those.
That's what that would be my pick. But I think a mobile joy would be kind of cool to have.
Yeah,
I'd put that too. I put specifically an Ana de Armas joy.
I would like that model, please.
Please. Or I like the little nail thing that guy was using to
like laser nails or something.
Yeah, that was cool.
That was pretty fucking neat.
I also had K's ship just in general because I love the feel of it.
I called it a car jet.
Yeah. It's sick that it's probably just like kind of like a standard beater in that universe. You know, it's kind of got like a grungy vibe to it.
Shit.
Yeah, but it gets the job done. You know.
A to B, baby. A to B.
Right, exactly.
For flying cars, like these are like the best flying cars I've seen in a movie. I think. I don't know.
Yeah.
There's just something about them. They feel so real. Again, hats off to Denis and the team because.
He makes it practical and makes it feel realistic. I mean, he has the fucking like, what are they called? The little choppers in Dune that are like the wings flying.
Yeah.
Somehow he makes those work. So fucking, he's got the juice. Yeah.
He's a genius. He's a fucking genius. God damn it.
And I'd say I don't really want this prop, but I was like, they did a good job with this prop, which is the enhanced device in the station. It's like kind of a trope where it's like enhance, and it's like, oh, okay. It gets a little bit zooming in.
It's like fucking SVU Law and Order type shit.
I guess I wasn't paying attention. Did they do that in this version, or was it the old version?
No, it's in this one.
Because I know they did it in the old one.
Right. In this one, it's like this circular window, and then there's like a really good sound effect every time it zooms. Yeah.
Gotcha.
Yeah. And K's just like zooming in himself.
Huh.
Yeah. I mean, it's a trope, but it was like really pleasant the way that they made that one work. So
the sound eye doctors when they say like this one or this one when they flick it,
totally.
That's the sound it goes through. You know, so it was really satisfying.
Yeah.
It's a vibe.
Yeah. Any other props that we'd want or to give props
I also
to?
put Deckard's pistol just because it's kind of like a classic.
Yeah,
he still got it. You know, 30 years later. It's like,
I don't know. I guess if I was gonna pick one, I'd pick K's.
Yeah, it's the newer model.
I don't know.
All right, we'll duel sometime, Joe. Fucking bring it on.
Shit.
I think it'd be cool to have that bottle of whiskey. It looked like a fancy bottle of whiskey that they were drinking.
Dude, I thought it was a Johnny Walker label on it. Couldn't tell because I was like far away, but it reminded me of that. I was like, they still got fucking Johnny Walker out here.
Oh, damn.
Harrison's got a secret collection in Vegas.
Yeah. Stash.
All right. Now let's get into some nitpicks, yeah? What did you guys think could have been better?
I don't have a nitpick.
Honestly, like, I was kind of trying to think about it, and, like, I also don't have any.
Damn.
Like, I don't know.
Nice. That's good. I have a few.
Like, I feel like some people would say pacing because they may just feel like they're not on the ride for a sci-fi movie this long or something, but it moves so smoothly that, you know.
I will say, like, I felt it both times I've watched it. I think the second half takes a bit of a dip in the pacing. Like, it's not like extreme gear shift, but it's like, let's just kind of pull back a little bit. And I kind of thought about it, and I was like, maybe it's like justified what he's trying to do because he doesn't want to like have a perfectly packaged, clean version of like a sequel, and he kind of wants that like stagnantness that he feels from the old movie. So he is kind of like stretching it and extending it in a way that's like a bit more meaningful as like an overall film, if you know, as it's like more time. And so maybe it's not, maybe I'm just like trying to like snipe it a little bit at the end, but that's kind of what I felt.
I think after he gets captured, after Deckard gets taken away in Vegas, that's when the pacing only, if that's what you're referencing, when it takes a dip because they needed to give you that exposition before you get to the final
I did actually kind of feel it there too.
Yeah, right. I felt it right at the desert stuff because he's like talking to Deckard. It's like you kind of have to go through this whole like, like bring it back to the old one, you know, for real now. So,
but I checked.
Felt it around there.
Harrison Ford comes into the movie at 1 hour and 45 minutes in. So, like, that's a long time to kind of, like, kick into that action of, like, introducing him again, and now you have to, like, you know, like...
Yeah.
So maybe it should have been pushed up just a smidge, his introduction, but...
Possibly, but I feel like you kind of need the first hour 45 to, like, question... Like, be there with Ryan Gosling and question, like, your reality with him. Like, because he's... I mean, he's kind of figuring out these clues and thinking that he is this kid... And then, like, I don't know. That's basically the point where he kind of started I don't know. It's like 2 hours in when he realizes he's not actually the kid, right? Ish. Right. Yeah. I mean, it's like right after he leaves and they pick him up. So, I mean, like, I don't know. I feel like you kind of need all of that lead up, him getting the clues to, like, I don't know, have that be as impactful.
Yeah, it definitely, like, this in particular at the time and even now, I would say this kind of, like, nostalgia bait with Harrison Ford, like in the latest Jurassic Park is the first thing that comes to mind. Like those characters, no purpose. They didn't need to be brought back into the world, in my opinion. But like the lead up, like you said, Joe, where you're on this journey with Ryan Gosling's character and you're feeling it, and you finally get to a point to where he's got like no other choice but to find Harrison Ford. Then Harrison comes in, and it's not just like a nostalgia bait type thing. His character has purpose. It's not just to be there to be like, oh, that's him, you know, he's from the first one, I remember him, you know. It's just it feels more authentic. So I think bringing it down, like what you're saying, Matt, maybe it is his way of justifying the pace slowing down, is like we're going back to the old days.
It's got to make sense. And that's, you know, I think you swayed me honestly on it. Like it reinforced that idea because like I think about The Force Awakens, which is Harrison Ford's like other around this time of movie, like reintroduction to his old character. And that movie, it feels like, how fast can we grind these new characters to then get fucking Harrison Ford back in here? You know, like, and that's not what this feels like at all. And it makes Ryan Gosling's character feel important, whereas like Rey's and Finn's, they are important, but they don't really feel like they care about them as much, or the story
and
as
it's
much.
Like, even when Harrison Ford comes in, even though I think he's putting on one of his best performances, it doesn't outshine Gosling's character. Yeah. Like, it doesn't take away the importance of what this character is going through just because we have Deckard, you know, the Deckard from the original.
For sure.
Yeah, because, I mean, that's for me, that's a big problem with those new Star Wars is, like, they just feel cheaper, you know? Like, I know there's a lot of money that's going in, but all the characters feel sort of cheap and one-dimensional.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, bringing back someone like Harrison Ford just, like, accentuates that. You know what I mean? Like someone who's so
it's
deep.
gimmicky. Yeah.
Yeah,
And this one doesn't
right.
feel gimmicky, which is
No.
That's what
no,
happens when you put it into the hands of the right person. So
yeah. Sure.
Another nitpick, very small nitpick, and maybe I'm even wrong, but I think I'm right. The Squid Game theme, like the theme when he boots up a Wallace theme or Wallace machine, I'm pretty sure is the Squid Game when they wake up. That song, I can't sing it right now, but if you've watched Squid Game, they have like wake up music every time, where it's like time to go fucking kill each other, little girls and boys. But it's the same. It's like dun, dun, dun. It's some type of composition, like an old song. But Squid Game kind of ruined it.
Jingle sounding.
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I'm pretty sure it's the same one, and it kind of is like off-putting.
With Squid Game with this.
They ruined it.
Yeah, because I mean, this came out before Squid Game.
Yeah, so I'm gonna say it. Everyone say it with me. Fuck Squid Game. Come on.
Yeah, fuck Squid Game.
Oh, I like Squid Game. I like
Squid Game. Yeah,
I like
but just a nip. I mean, it's a nitpick. And then the final nitpick I have, which I'm gonna open this one to the floor here, and I'd love to hear what you guys think. Why are they called Blade Runners?
Huh.
So what's the next category? Or?
There's like an explanation like at the beginning of both of the movies, and they just say that they're called Blade Runners.
Exactly.
Yeah, they never really like say why.
No.
Exactly. And my reasoning is it sounds cool, and that's Ridley Scott was like, the Blade Runner. What the fuck does this mean? What can I like?
Maybe they like used blades to kill the replicants in the beginning.
Right. They're running with blades towards the replicants,
exactly. Like samurais, cyber samurais, fucking.
It's just it came across the mind of like, what the fuck does this even mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't even use as a job description for a special police officer who hunt down red tire. Yeah, okay. No explanation. Got nothing for you.
Cool.
Yeah,
that
I feel like I'm
nothing.
just finding so many things that are like just contradicting each other. Like so many different just random things.
The 3 paragraphs I just read were just complete nonsense. So I don't know.
Yeah. Well, I'm just gonna leave that where we left it. Then.
You know what?
Yeah.
We'd
Send
have
a
to
message
ask
to
Ridley
Philip
Scott
K.
himself.
Dick's family, and he's
Oh,
no longer
sure,
with
yeah.
us. But you can ask his family, and they might know. Who knows?
Did he title it? Is it titled Blade Runner? Is that?
I believe so.
That might be.
I think...
No, it's
I
not.
thought it
It's
was called
It's
something about electric sheep.
Yeah.
Oh,
So it's fucking Ridley Scott.
Sheep.
Yeah.
It's fucking Ridley being like, I'm not titling that my movie. Like
I don't want fucking sheep in my
Yeah.
title.
No one's gonna
go see Android's Dream of Electric Sheep. They're gonna go watch Blade. No one watched Blade Runner, mind you, in the 80s. It was a flop. So
Yeah.
You Ridley, man, I'm just calling everybody out.
Yeah,
I didn't mean that one.
It's saucy. Okay, we did the nitpicks. Clever girl. What can we pat on the back for this movie?
So I think it was cool that when the daughter, the real hybrid, is talking and she says that she works for Wallace. It was just kind of cool that she's under his nose the whole time, and like she's his main supplier of like the most authentic memories, and he wants full control of her, but she's like, I'm not gonna sell out.
Yeah, I take control where I can or whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I thought that was a neat little touch.
It's true.
He's got so many neck tablets and cameras, but he can't see what's right in front of him, man.
Yep. Yeah. A lot of eyeballs, but no vision, brother.
Ooh. I have one. This is kind of more like big idea-y, but I'd say the idea that like synthetic life, bridging the gap to being human by thinking that they're God, and like at the center of their own story. To me, that's like, and then realizing that they're not actually at the center of their own story. That's like consciousness to me, and like that. Yeah. The journey of this movie proves what a lot of other movies try to say about like, is AI actually enough to be conscious, or has it evolved? I think this one is like maybe the smartest example of like, yeah, this guy's like at the center of his own world and story. Like that's pretty, like he's an evolved being, so
right.
I thought that was good.
Which is cool because it's like that's what the first one wants to be, but it doesn't have like the balls or the intelligence. No offense to whoever wrote it, but like this one just feels so much more fleshed out and thought out and more thought provoking than the first one.
Yeah.
I think it was just like for the time. Like I don't know. It's just like could that have been written better? I don't know. Like and received well. I don't know. Yeah, you think so?
Yeah. It could have been written better. I think. In general, I mean, like Star Wars was before this, so like the visuals are what they're really leaning on in the OG film. You know, in a way that's like this. We've never seen this before, but it's like you kind of have, you know, Ridley's kind of iterating on things that have been done.
Like models have been used to like, right.
Yeah,
even the dialogue in that old one for me, I was like,
yeah, it was bad. Like it was bad.
Yeah.
But also, like, to the point I was saying though, like the henchwoman even has the line of like, "I'm the best one." Yeah. So she's living in her own like version of that too, and that's just so smart the way that they're like fleshed out, like you said.
And you can tell it like when she's killing Robin Wright's character, and she says like they're incapable of lying, but then she's like, "Well, I'm gonna tell Wallace this that you shot me first." Like, haha. I am capable of doing whatever the fuck I want.
Right. Yeah. She's like, do what you gotta do.
Yeah.
That made me sad when she died.
Fucking Robin Wright is such a badass. God, she was the best part of Wonder Woman too. Not the Wonder Woman as well.
Okay.
Not 1984.
Like, oh.
Yeah, not 1984. The first Wonder Woman, Robin Wright. God damn, I love that woman.
Yeah. Okay, so I also found out that the Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep was later renamed Blade Runner Do Androids Dream of Electric Sheep. And then there are actually three more books in the series, but they were not actually written by Philip K. Dick.
Yeah, he died.
It says
before
these
Blade Runner was even
and
made.
Authorized sequels were written by Dick's friend, K.W. Jeter. And the second one, there's 2, 3, and 4. The second one didn't come out until 1995. So, like... totally just playing off the success of the movie to get these movies and then like basically use his best friend's memory to make his money off his book.
That's fucked up.
Damn, dude, why don't you just piss on his grave while you're at it?
Yeah, like what the fuck, dude?
Well, K. Dick only saw like the first 20-minute cut of Blade Runner and then killed over, so he never even saw like the final version. But he said he told Ridley or whatever that it was like his vision of what his book is. So like
maybe that's why Deckard.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's always questionable. Was he a replicant?
But the thing is like, did he like the theatrical cut or did he like Ridley's cut? You know. But what is Ridley's cut? Because there's a director's cut, which you think would be Ridley's cut, but then there's the final cut.
Maybe that's really the discrepancy. Maybe that's why there's so many cuts. Because like the first cut was supposed to be just straight up Philip K. Dick, and then he keeled over. They had the director's cut. That wasn't fully solidified. Then it's just like, all right, I got to go full in my vision and just went to the final cut.
I think we're justifying things that can never be justified. Like we'll never understand the thoughts that Ridley Scott went through for this film.
We can try.
We can grasp.
What category are we
on? Clever girl. I have a few.
We're getting in the weeds here today.
Yeah, we are for sure. Another one I have is that I love the use of snow in this movie. It's like the altered form of rain from the original film, you know, but like
is that what snow is? Oh, yeah.
It's just like visually still interesting, still like thematic. Another like layer of meaning with like it being like a harder version of the rain. It's like we're progressing into the future, you know. Just smart. Good use.
And maybe shows the passage of time, I guess, too, because it is raining at one point in the movie, and then it is snowing later in the movie.
Yeah. Maybe it's more extreme weather. It seems like for sure. Then
yeah, and I guess it is LA, and they have snow, right?
Yeah, it's all fucked up. Yeah, it's fucked
up. I was just thinking that.
And I love the way that Gosling like lays down at the end and embraces the snow above. Like
just like I'm fine, fucking stabbed and shot. I'll be all right.
Yeah, I'll make it.
I blew it up.
Take a little nap.
And
I think that's what he said.
My final clever girl is I just want to commend the fact that like this is what happens when you give IP to great filmmakers and then you don't micromanage them with notes or like expectations and of like certain things you want. when you like trust that they're gonna make.
They have to end on a specific note so they can plan the rest of
the
their
next
franchise.
one. Yeah, no, just like let them do what they know, what they like their instincts say. You're gonna probably get a good product with trust like this one. And I mean, I think like a lot of people now, it's like fuck all this IP, fuck this shit, fuck. And everyone's loved IP their whole life, but now it's just becoming the next version of it, and that's why they don't like it. But if you trust it, if you trust people like this, you can get good things out of it. It's just like they're not doing that. So
you can't help but feel like some studio was breathing down Denny's neck at one point, being like, "Are you sure you want to wait that long to get Harrison in there? I mean,
right.
Yeah. Are you sure you don't want to introduce him at like minute 30? I don't know.
You saw Force Awakens,
kind of fucking cool.
Yeah, 100%. But I guess like he's just got enough like people or like confidence.
It was kind of hope though. I mean, like Harrison Ford is in the trailer though, right?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Which is kind of fucked up.
The desert scene is like a huge feature of the trailer.
If I like cared more about this movie, like, and I had like actually cared when it was coming out, and I saw the trailer and saw that Harrison Ford was in this, I'd be fucking pissed off. I mean, like, I don't know, dude. I mean, that's only to get people to go watch the movie, but like, I don't know.
Kind of the point of trailers. Is like,
well,
to go watch,
curious,
to get people
in the theater.
Yeah. Oh, I totally get that. I guess it's just like, I don't know. I would have left it up in the air if he's in the movie. Like, you know what I mean?
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
Yeah. Like, I didn't want to know that he was in the fucking movie. I didn't want that to be revealed in the trailer. You know?
Okay. Well, I guess, but I remember the trailer being like it's just him coming out of the darkness with the gun, I think.
Yeah, but I guess just the fact that he's in the trailer at all, for me, if I cared about this, I feel like I would have been, I don't know, maybe I would have been hyped up. But I guess, like, I don't know. It's like, why would you save that for the movie, you know?
I hate trailers where I'm like, well, glad I don't have to go see that movie because I just saw it all in this fucking trailer. Like,
Yeah. I don't think I would have guessed that from this trailer though. So that's at least good. We're in some kind of middle area.
Right. And I think like it's unfortunate too because like the novelty of the reveal of Harrison as like this character is worn off because of Force Awakens at this point. So maybe that's why it didn't do as well either. Like with the trailer, reveal of Harrison, it's like, well we've already.
I don't actually know because I think these came out the same year. This and it's the Force Awakens, right?
Yeah,
I think
the Force Awakens
called.
First.
I've never seen.
Oh yeah, that one was 2015.
Was that?
I thought that was.
You never seen Force Awakens?
No, is that like a big reveal? I watched the last one in number 8, but I never saw the first one.
He's like, he walks through a spaceship door in the Millennium Falcon and goes, "I'm Han Solo and I'm back.
Those are all bad.
What are we gonna do now?" And that's kind of
sounds about right.
Intro.
Okay. Yeah. So some studio guy was like, "Hey, what if you like walked in on a spaceship? That'd be pretty fucking cool, right?" Yeah. So that was what happened there.
How do we get on the Millennium Falcon again? Where's the Millennium Falcon? Okay, it's in the junkyard, and then Han Solo's looking for the Millennium Falcon. We got him in.
Gotcha.
Woo, we got him in.
Okay. All right. Yep, that checks out.
All right. Your double
feature. They fired that guy, and then Denis came in and took the reins. Actually, did this come in out after The Force Awakens? Did we find that out?
It did, yeah. This came out in 2017. The Force Awakens came out in 2015.
So it's like not as cool. It's not as fresh, you know, to bring Harrison in again. You know,
it's also not that as big of a franchise, especially for like younger people.
To be honest, I felt like he was playing Han Solo in this.
Really?
The same character as like the old Han Solo, you know?
Okay, I think he's a little more smirky
like
as the
Han Solo in Force Awakens.
I
felt like they were the same character.
Yeah.
He's a little more restrained in this and just not doing as much, I'd say. But I get what you're saying.
That's just me though. I didn't think he did bad. I felt that though for some reason. Maybe it is the close proximity of the two movies. I don't know.
That makes sense.
And also that he's just
he goes right into
just overlapping. He can't.
Yeah, I mean, he goes into Harrison mode, you know, and like
compartmentalize. Yeah.
No.
Like, how much are they paying me? Yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Exactly. He's my biggest character, Han. I can replicate that.
Han, did I play a character named Han?
Okay, what you guys doing for your double feature, though? What you guys have?
So typically, you know, you would think Blade Runner, but I'm going to throw Oblivion with Tom Cruise.
Oh, wow, I didn't even think about that one. That's a good option. Yeah. Kind of like desolate future landscapes with one dude just fucking pushing
Earth is
through.
abandoned, you know?
Yeah, I like that one. I had Children of Men as an option,
Ooh,
and then I had
that's a good one.
Yeah, that's like similar journeys, different futures, obviously. But and then I had Ex Machina if you're just looking for that like robot AI shit.
Yeah, that could be good
nice.
too.
Yeah.
And just kind of
I just put the OG, baby. Watch the old one and then watch the new
It's
one.
easy. Yeah.
Yeah, I did put the original. I randomly felt like Akira in this. I know that's an animated movie, but like
It's a good one.
for some reason, the weird fucked up dystopian future seems the same place.
When was Akira made? Because it's probably Blade Runner is probably heavily inspired, honestly. Yeah.
Yeah, I can look that up.
That's cool. That's a good one. I didn't even think about that.
That's pretty good. Actually.
Yeah, I don't know, just like that cyberpunky type thing. I also put down Fahrenheit 451, but more so for the first one because it's mainly like the main guy. He's like a firefighter, but he's like destroying books now, so instead of fighting fires and shit. But he basically goes on this weird fucked up journey to like question his reality too, and kind of like question what it means to be a human. So like it's kind of like similar themes, but different movies. But they're both in like a fucked up dystopian future. So like that
seems
pretty much the same.
Seems pretty good. Yeah.
Heard that.
Dang, those are some good double features.
I have to read that one still.
Okay.
Yeah, it's kind of weird. It's pretty weird.
You into that? You into the weird? Could a TikToker watch it?
No. Let me.
Yeah.
Hear me out.
I put yes, and I'm just grasping at straws though.
I put like a 7 and an 8 on this one, man.
I put an 8 out of 10.
Hear me out. Okay, me and my buddy went to go see this. It was one of the best experiences in a theater. We rushed back to school after our fall break, and we're like, "Oh, guys, we got a great movie to show you. Come with us to the theater." And they say, "Okay." They go to the theater. We get out of there and like, "That was boring as fuck. Why'd you do that to us?" And they're our age. Keep that in mind. Okay. Now TikTokers, they're younger than us.
Yeah.
Their attention span's a lot,
Old fish level.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna say 1 out of 10 for me.
1? Wow.
Damn,
Yeah.
dude.
I gave it an 8,
like
dude.
Dune?
That's a good question. I want to say that it was probably pretty big on it.
Because
I'll
if
ask-
it did, then
I'll
I
ask
think
my
they
6th
would
graders
like this
tomorrow, and
Yeah,
I'll text
that's
you
good.
guys and let you know.
Honestly,
yeah.
that's what we should do every week is like you just ask them like Blade
Yeah,
Runner
for
24 you show them the trailer like you guys into this like,
What do you think?
yeah 8 out of 10 was it like no I mean I thought like the tactile props, the sci-fi concepts, and then like the visuals is that enough? I thought it might be, but maybe I'm wrong. I mean it is slow for that demographic.
That's the only thing that's holding me back is I think it's 2 hours too long. Actually, 2 hours and 30 minutes too long for any
Yeah.
6th grader to sit down and watch. I mean, the movie they talk about the most right now is still Mufasa. So
What the fuck?
yeah,
There's no
if
hope.
that tells you anything.
Yeah, like our youth is fucking gone, dude.
Fuck.
Dude,
say
also, this is kind of a tangent, but like along those same lines, I'm like I was trying to go see Mickey 17 this Friday, but all the theaters near me are stopping playing it on Wednesday, tomorrow, including Opus and that other Novocaine movie. Like all theaters around me are basically stopping everything they're fucking playing to just play Snow White.
Yeah,
And
because
I'm like,
they're
what the fuck?
desperate for
Dude,
Snow
like
White
the
to make
Alamo this
money.
weekend, the only movie it's playing is Snow White, and I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why? Mickey 17 like just came out. Why the fuck would you take that out?
Because Disney is like, I'm gonna show these fucks that we're gonna make money, and we're gonna give them no other choice but to watch this movie.
I mean, I
That's
guess
probably part
like,
of it, honestly. Yeah.
I really need that to not be the case. You know what I mean? I really need that to not be the
I heard
thing
that
is
Mickey
also-
17 though is go ahead.
Yeah, all three of the
Opus-
movies that I mentioned are not doing great.
Right.
No, Opus made
Oh, no.
1 million opening
Yeah,
weekend.
That's
they
crazy.
were not making any money. Like,
Yeah. But I heard that their Mickey 17 is going to
Novocaine
go to
and
like
Mickey.
streaming in like
Yeah.
maybe a week or so. So maybe
did
the
hear that.
theaters are trying to like say that you can't do that shit. We're going to drop the movie right when you say it's going to go to like I don't
there's
know.
that
I know
too.
there's a conversation between like the theaters and the studios about like the window.
that like fucking sucks because like I would much prefer just like I don't know, it's just putting it in the theater and not putting it on fucking streaming. But
No,
that's
you
just
should
me.
have a minimum 30-day. I would
I mean,
say
it's more
maybe
expensive
like more than
anyway to watch it on streaming than in the theater.
Yeah. And And the thing is, too,
like on average, I mean, it's like $20 at like minimum.
Yeah.
It's like,
and I mean, like, I know
like
that a lot of people in some places would pay $20 for a ticket, but I mean, like, even in the city, like where I'm at, I'm paying $15 probably a ticket. So it's like, which is a lot, but I mean, like, I don't know. It's like,
I guess you also get like 1,000 movies though with your price of Netflix, you know, too. Like maybe that's how they think about it. You know,
yeah, but
like,
you get movies like Electric State or whatever the fuck.
Fucking terrible shit.
Yeah.
So, but then you have like, they took those out to put them with Snow White. So Riff Raff, what was that about? I know that was in like, there was a bunch of showtimes in a bunch of different theaters, but then they like, Bill Murray goes on this spree of going on different podcasts, and then there's like no showtimes for Riff Raff anymore. Like, what the fuck happened? What was the purpose of going on like a press tour and then they like pulled it out of theaters? That's what my buddy was telling me. He's like, they pulled it from like a bunch of the theaters around me. I had to go an extra 30 minutes out just to watch it.
Yeah.
Honestly, even in Austin, I only found one theater playing it.
Yeah, no, that's bad. I mean, there should be like more holding of the like movies before they come to streaming, in my opinion.
Yeah. Just kind of shitty.
Yeah.
Okay, let's finish this shit up. Yeah, what's up?
I mean, like,
what's that?
I mean, you guys remember the days when it was just like, yeah, this movie's straight to DVD, and it's usually because it's a shittier movie.
Oh yeah, dude, I remember back in the day waiting like basically a year for a movie to come out like in a physical version.
Oh yeah,
you know,
it
used to be like so fucking long, or like maybe not so fucking long, but it used to be like months. You know,
like, it was like 8 months, and you're like, oh, it's finally on TNT.
Yeah.
Now it's like, well, now that we have streaming,
these fucking kids these days, God, it's so good.
I honestly think like a part of the problem with like people not going to see movies is that like the marketing isn't where it should be, because they can blame like nobody came out to the theater. It's like, well, you didn't advertise it correctly and in the right areas for people to want to come see it. Because like Riff Raff, I never saw one fucking trailer for that.
Dude,
I had to seek it out. You know, like Novocaine, I think they did more on like social media to try to push it, but it was only like a week before the movie. So like you're not giving enough time for like it to build up in the brain to make somebody want to come to see the movie. Like, I think a lot of it is probably to do with marketing. That's my theory, but.
Well, yeah, in movies like Riff Raff, like I thought when my buddy mentioned it and how he really liked it, I was like, I thought I was the only one who knew about it because I'm like, I seek out. I'm always on IMDb or Letterboxd just to see what's coming out and what's coming next. So I was like, I was aware, but I just didn't know anybody else was, and clearly that's the case because they pulled it out of a bunch of fucking theaters. So
right. I mean, this is the most extreme example of marketing, but with like Barbenheimer, that was anticipated months, a year ahead of time almost. Like, and that's lightning in a bottle, but you can build things, before
build the hype.
Yeah, and it's just nobody gives a shit
to
do that anymore. And they're like, why isn't it working? Why didn't people come see the movie they didn't know about? Like.
Yeah.
What do you think, man?
Why didn't they know about it? We advertised at least one in the last movie we played in theaters, right?
Right. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's like I don't know.
The one that you didn't advertise them to come see the
Oppenheimer
first time.
Specifically, like I feel like just like I don't know. That's just like that could happen with a different combination. It's just like why did it specifically happen with that one? I guess you know what I mean.
Well, Barbie's marketing team was redonkulous for that entire thing. Like they went global and like painted buildings pink and shit like that, and like were doing viral things. Then they got $1 billion movie out of it. Like, I mean, obviously you don't have like marketing budgets like that for every movie, but you can be more creative in the way that you're trying to pull audience in.
Definitely more effort.
Yeah, I guess all I meant is like that is possible for somebody to do today. It's just a random combination of movies. Is Barbie and Oppenheimer? You could just do that with another random combination of movies. You know what I mean?
Yeah. The Gladiator Wicked weekend was like a mini version of what they were trying to get. Just didn't have the same hype.
The shame both those movies are dog shit.
Yeah, that's probably the problem, somewhat, but.
Yeah.
Okay, let's get through 2049. Let's wrap this bad boy up. Sequel, prequel, remake. I mean, obviously we got the prequel, and there's probably going to be a sequel.
I'm pretty sure, like, I just saw an article that was posted, like, today about it. Like, I think it's called 2099. It's set played around 2099.
I did see something about that, yeah.
But like I don't know.
Let's not do that. Let's just leave it at
dude.
this.
Like I'm kind of like on the fence because like this was like this was basically just like a better version of the original. And like I don't know. I don't like. I feel like anything more than this is just like gonna be too much.
Yeah, let's not do that.
I don't know.
I can see that. I did say that I am curious to see where this universe like goes down the road. Like each film gives you like progression in a nice way. Like the original from what 1980s knew as like the future, and then 2049 is like building on the OG movie in a nice progressional way. Like I am curious like where this place goes. So I would watch a sequel, but it has to be done with the care and the the
like it's a replicant who's a Blade Runner, but he's hunting humans.
Holy fuck, dude! Write this shit down. Write this down right now.
I don't know. I'm just like, because like I don't know. It's like there was that blackout event in between this one and the original, and I mean there could be a revolution between like this one and the next one.
Well, I mean, Robin Wright's worried about it setting a bomb off.
The replicants have like rights or something. I don't know. Like
yeah, that's kind of a cheaper version. They're kind of like a dumber version than what I'd probably want for that movie, you know. But hopefully,
what I mean is like that's like the event. I'm not saying that is the actual movie. I'm saying keep the same like neo-noir like genre, and like that is like basically the movie is in aftermath of that. Like this movie is an aftermath of the blackout. So like that like a revolution has happened, and like you know that's just like prior knowledge for like in the movie.
Yeah.
And like I don't know.
So you're saying like the replicants came out on top, and now that's
no, not necessarily. Just like that the replicants maybe are just like recognized as people or something.
Okay.
Maybe, but then you don't really have the same vibe still. I guess
that's what like it's like. Then you're in the electric state because that's literally what that movie is, and it's fucking.
So I don't know.
Bad.
I don't know. Look,
we'll see.
Well.
I mean, look, I didn't even want it in the first. I already said, like, I didn't want this movie. I'm just trying to throw out a fucking idea. Like,
if it's done on like the Dune Prophecy level, we're not in for good shit, you know. So hopefully not.
Dude.
Hopefully not. Any other sequel, prequel, remake ideas?
Leave it at this. We got our prequel. I'm happy.
That's fair.
Cool. All right, Star Power. What you guys ranking it?
I don't know why I didn't do it sooner, but it's a 5-star. I mean, this is like one of my favorite recent movies. I rewatch it all the time.
I like it.
You know, I only gave it 4.5.
That's right.
But like, I could go to 5.
Hell yeah, you could.
Because I didn't really have any nitpicks. I just like don't know why. I don't know why I'm resisting. I just, I just am. Like,
I had a little bit of
want to give it 5.
Yeah, Joe. It's so fucking. You just do a little of that.
Give it that extra half-star.
God damn it! All right, I'm changing
so easy.
now.
You got technology, the world at your fingertips, Joe. There we go.
Pressured into the 5. Love to see.
What'd you say you're at, Matt?
I'm at 4.5. I jumped from 3.5 to 4.5 because I knew with my first watch after a while, like after time passed, I was like, I don't think I rated that one right. You know, like So
I did see your 3.5-star rating and gasped a little. Thinking maybe this was a mistake.
Needs to be adjusted. So definitely 4.5. One of the best modern, like you said, like in recent memory, best like sci-fi legacy sequels. 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
For sure.
It'll probably be a 5 sometime in the future.
Hell yeah. Give it time.
Yep, exactly.
You want to do the other 3 things?
Yeah.
I just had 3 yeses. I was entertained. I would recommend, and I'd rewatch.
Yes, I would also say yes to all 3 of those as well.
I would say yes. I'd say the recommendation is probably the hardest of the 3, just because people might not be on the wavelength that I want them to be on when they watch it, and maybe they never even seen the original. Unfortunately,
I thought about that, but I was like, this one might actually stand alone.
It's good,
like
100%. Yeah,
the first one, yeah.
Well, I don't know though, because then you have like the Rachel shit at the end, and it's like, why do I care about this? Why does Harrison care about this?
I guess that's true, but I don't know. You still have like a good 2 hours of the movie, which is our boy, Joe.
Joe and Joy.
Joe K.
I don't know.
Joe K.
Is Joe K?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Maybe not standalone.
I guess I mean I've recommended this to many people, and I don't think I just recommended it again to another one of my friends who might actually like it. So we'll see. But It hasn't had positive results yet.
That's a bummer.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's kind of crazy to me.
Yeah.
I agree.
People just don't get it. They just don't understand, man.
They don't appreciate something good while they have it, you know?
Yeah, seriously,
then they're like, oh, let's pop on Electric State. This is like fucking PKI shit.
Yeah.
You know?
I like Chris Pratt.
Russo brothers are making a new movie. They did them Avengers movies. You remember that?
I'm there.
Dude, yeah, I saw like
Man,
every movie that they've made like after the fucking Avengers movies has basically just been a bomb.
Shit.
Yeah.
It's absolutely shit.
Gray Man made me contemplate just being like, should I stop watching movies altogether? Like, if this is where we're going in terms of like action movies, I'm sad.
I think
luckily,
yeah, go ahead, man. I'm just saying.
I mean,
sorry, go ahead.
Go ahead. No.
The Electric State broke me. Like, I think I'm done with the streaming movies, or like even like the respect level of, or any like hope of like them being like at a quality threshold is just not. It's gone.
Honestly, the last nail for me for streaming movies was Back in Action, and like I love Jamie Foxx, and it's like a little. I'm biased, so my rating and I'll feel a little better, but he couldn't even pull that movie together. It was just like
it's sad.
Tough.
Yeah, that's just like we got two actors. Let's see what movie comes up when we put them in the AI machine. You know, like,
and they're like, we pulled Cameron Diaz out of retirement. I'm like, she retired?
Oh, right? No. Yeah.
But
that's when I have no desire to watch that. I just can't.
Yeah, it was a rough hang.
Yeah, I don't really watch a lot of streaming movies.
I actually hovered over Electric State and decided to not watch it because the trailer, I can't even get
like
behind.
That specifically. I feel like if it's like anything Netflix that has Millie Bobby Brown in it that's not Stranger Things, I feel like it's probably going to be bad, which makes me feel kind of bad because like she's probably not. Like she's probably okay at acting.
She's not great.
Like,
she's bad.
It's like
I was gonna say I don't think.
I don't know. Yeah, she can't really do a lot. I mean, like the only reason that she got like popular was because she's a fucking character in Stranger Things, and like she doesn't even do anything in the first fucking. She literally doesn't even fucking talk in the first season. So like, what the fuck?
Yeah.
And she's a kid, so like.
100%.
But
yep.
Shit. I was gonna say something else about streaming.
Yeah, but then the Electric State wiped it from your brain because that's what it does to you, dude. It literally wipes the time you spend thinking about it.
It destroys you.
Yeah. Oh, no. I was gonna say, Alex, I saw that like Chaos thing.
Yes,
came on
it's
Netflix.
on Netflix.
I was considering watching it, but like, did you actually?
No, I watched the trailer just to see, and I was pretty. At least from the trailer, it seemed like my prediction was right. They leave out all like the Hollywood big wigs that he interviewed and wanted to interview, and they're just focusing more on like CIA bad, which we already know CIA is bad. But yeah I don't know.
That
which is fine, but I just feel like it was more interesting learning like his involvement with the Beach Boys or like names like Jack Nicholson and things like that, where they're like he was like in the mix
the connections to Hollywood.
In Hollywood. Yeah. I don't know. Yeah. Which says a lot about Hollywood. So like unearth some of that shit because that's fucking interesting.
Yeah.
We already know the CIA is a corrupt 3-letter agency. Like, come on, what's new? All right.
Yeah. And I watched like the trailer. Emily was like going over it on Netflix, and I was like because I was like, oh, it's the Chaos one, and it literally feels exactly the same as every other Netflix one, just from the trailer at least. I was like, God damn, dude, they really just sanded it down.
I feel like that's just like funny as fuck because like I saw both of you this weekend and we were kind of talking about true crime and how she likes true crime, so it's just funny how like that's what she's scrolling over.
She can't get away, man.
New like true crime shit on
she's
Netflix.
Watching it right now as we
do yourself a favor, read the book. The book's really fucking good.
Yeah, I'm not gonna watch that doc, but I am interested in like the more in-depth version for sure.
I really like the book.
Yeah.
Well, you guys been watching, reading anything new? What you guys been up to?
There's this. If you guys use, I know you do, Matt. I don't know if Joe or Noah, if you guys use the Look 2 movies, but Fight or Flight. That one. Yeah. It's really fun. If you liked Bullet Train, I like this better than Bullet Train personally. just because Josh Hartnett is kind of like super charming in it, and like it made me laugh a lot personally.
Okay.
And better choreographed fight sequences. I felt like longer takes, wider shots.
I like Bullet Train, so I'm curious.
Yeah. I mean, I really like Bullet Train still, but this one just felt it was shorter and less like in the weeds with its story.
Yeah,
like that's the only time it
corporate probably. I assume,
right.
Like,
and it didn't. Like that's when the only times it dipped for me was when it tried to get lost in the weeds at the end with its story and try to make you feel something. But I'm like, I don't need that in this movie. Like this movie is purely just an action comedy. I don't know. It was fun though.
Nice.
It's not gonna be in the U.S. until later this year, but you can watch it on Look to Movies.
Nice. I'll give it a go. Look it.
I
know you're not super into animation, Alex, but my recommendation that I watched recently, because Delaney recommended it to me, was Midnight Gospel on Netflix.
I've heard of that.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
It's interesting. It
it's like it's all like all the dialogue, I'm pretty sure, is just ripped from this guy's podcast. And then they animated like this show over his conversations with people from his podcast. And there's some funny, it's pretty like ADHD, like there's shit happening visually while they're talking about something like completely like philosophical or something, and they'll be like fighting zombies. And the first episode they're fighting zombies. He goes to this zombie apocalypse world and he talks to the president there about like drugs and like the drug situation in the US and people's relationship to drugs, and they're just like sort of like tripping through this zombie apocalypse and surviving while just like having this deep conversation. I don't know. It's funny. There's like stuff like that. Yeah. I cried by the last episode though. It was intense.
Okay, I'll give it a go. I'll add it to my list. It makes me curious.
Yeah, I was surprised by it. And but other than that, I haven't been watching much. So
you guys caught up on Invincible?
No.
Yeah.
Dang. You are though, Joe.
Yeah, the last 2 episodes are pretty fucking nuts.
I would honestly think that the last episode might be the best of the show, and I did not think I would say that, because I was kind of thought this last season was like the slowest or the weakest, but the last arc, I was like, I understand why you took so much time with the relationship stuff now. Like, I'm like, it's just like sealed everything.
Because I was thinking about that when I texted you like last week about it. Because it had been pretty slow. Like there was one episode just like dedicated to that fucking electric dude, and like that's like fine. But yeah, one of the main highlights of the season is like them going through like their relationship and starting their relationship and shit.
So bro, I got sweaty palms. Like I hadn't felt that level of like anticipation in watching something in a long time. When I watched that last episode, like the characters, like I was like, I'm disinvested. Holy fuck. And I don't know like what's going to happen next. And that's not something you feel very much nowadays, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Like,
dude, like I'm like any of these characters could die like right now.
Exactly. I was like, holy shit. Like they're, I mean, it's written by Robert Kirkman, who wrote the Walking Dead comic. And the Walking Dead comic is, I mean, there's a reason why the show went 12 seasons. Like it's got good bones. And it really does make me kind of want to read Invincible. I'm like, I want to know what is going to happen next. Like, it's good.
Yeah. Dude, and like all the, like at the end of the episode too, the foreshadowing of like all the shit that is still probably going to happen.
Yeah.
I'm like, just like a lot of stuff.
It is a lot. I'm like, when is this show going to end? Like how many seasons? But at the same time, I'm just like, you know what? Go to this arc, bring these guys back every once in a while, do this. I don't know. I'm having fun.
And I feel like they're kind of settling into, like Mark actually just straight up just doing, like kind of learning and being a superhero. And then like the Viltrumite shit has kind of like been like the overarching story, but they haven't always been like forwarding that plot, you know?
Right. And he's got so many side villains and stuff now that
exactly
it's getting
like,
cluttered.
Just so much extra shit. Like I don't know, like the Angstrom Levy thing. Like I mean, that's like the one of the main villains for like this season and last season, and like
still
will
not
return
resolved
in the future. So like
exactly. Yeah, I think I read that they're on like issue like maybe 50 to 60 potentially, or 40 or something like that, and there's
I
like
think it's like 60
166.
is like where they ended.
Okay, so there's like 100 more issues still then, like
yeah,
which is a lot, but I'm here for it.
I'm here
liking
for
it.
it.
Yeah.
I'm also watching a show called Adolescence on Netflix. Heard about it on from Chris Ryan. Really praised, he really praised it a lot, and so I was like, okay, I'll give it a go. I respect the opinion, and I'm liking it. It's 4 episodes on Netflix, limited series, and it's kind of just like about a crime that a kid may or may not have committed. Each episode is one take, and I'm pretty sure, I'm not confirmed 100%, that every single, I've watched the first 2, and I'm pretty sure it is like unbroken, like no gimmicky cuts, like no like we ran through the door here and we cut here. It's like they ran it like a play and they filmed it like a play, which is, I don't know, I've never really seen it done to that success.
What's it called?
Adolescence.
I've definitely heard of this. I don't know from where.
It just came out on Netflix, and it's like topping the charts, obviously, for their shit.
Oh, yeah. When I logged into Netflix, that was the first thing that popped up on my thing. I just kind of bumped past it. But...
wouldn't be a show I'd really ever watch, honestly, but on that recommendation I did, and I'm glad I did, because it's pretty unique.
Has CR talked about Reacher at all?
Not that I've listened to, I don't think.
Oh, okay. I just want to know. I haven't started the new season yet, but I want to know if it's...
Our parents have been watching that.
Yeah.
They've been liking that.
It's fun. I like it. It's good trash TV. It's not even, it's like elevated trash TV in a way. Yeah, at least the first season was for me.
I gotta try it sometime.
Yeah.
But other than that, been keeping up on the White Lotus. That's the show I'm interested in the most right now, I'd say. Like, I watch it every Sunday.
Yeah.
I was thinking about starting that up again,
I'm liking the 3rd season.
Yeah.
And then Severance. I'm caught up on Severance now, too. Except for maybe the last one. But
Severance
it's good. I like it. It continues its trajectory, I'd say. Maybe a little bit lower than what it was like shooting at in the first season.
I'm kind of like, dude, we get it. It's a fucking cult.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Like let's progress here, you know? Like let's hit some. Like I want to find a leader. And yeah,
careful.
It's
Jared Leto might pop in.
That's true.
Leader, you say?
Yeah. It kind of
sucks. Casting next season.
I want to watch all these like new shows coming out, like Severance, The White Lotus, like The Last of Us. And I started, or even The Righteous Gemstones.
Yeah.
And I started watching all of these shows with my girlfriend now too. So I have to watch, like, and we're rewatching them.
Yeah.
So we rewatched The White Lotus, but now she wants to wait until the whole season is out. And I'm just like, fucking dying. Like,
yeah, that sucks, man.
Are you sure?
Nah, bro, welcome to the pain though of like I can't watch half the things I want to watch until Emily can watch them too. And it sucks.
See, Sarah tells me to watch what I want to watch on my own time. So when she goes to bed, I pull out my computer in bed and I'm just sitting there watching my movies on my computer. So.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a balance.
Shit, boys, I get to watch whatever the fuck I want.
Yeah, it's a good feeling.
That's the only reason I haven't caught up on White Lotus and Reacher is because Sarah's like, let's just wait. You know, let's wait and watch it together. Fair. I'm like, okay.
The experience of the White Lotus might be better as a binge. It might.
Yeah, I don't know. To be honest, it kind of, like the first 2 seasons are kind of better that way. I feel like I don't know.
That's how
I don't know. I watched the 2nd season when it was coming out. I liked it.
Yeah.
I mean, overall, I think the 2nd season is better than the first anyway. I think if I was watching the first season, like as it was coming out, I think it's probably, I would like to binge the first season. The 2nd season, I probably could have done with just when it's coming out.
I can see that. Yeah.
Yeah, I think,
So I don't know. I guess we'll see for this one.
That's how I watched the full season the first time.
But have you figured out like the theme
of the 3rd season?
The first movie, it's like greed, and then the first season it's greed, and the 2nd season it's lust.
Yeah. Religion, if that's the theme, you could say it is. It's not like a 7 Deadly Sin, I don't think.
Gotcha.
Maybe. Yeah, I mean, mostly religion. A lot of the characters are like have a lot of problems, obviously, and they're trying to like overcome like a spiritual thing that they're missing, type of thing. And some people are like in such a crisis now that they're literally just like asking for help from God, you know, like, so it's it's good. It's good.
Is he listening? I actually did that today. One of my students came up to me and he had his hands together like this and he was asking for something. I was like, what are you doing? Are you praying for something? He's like, no, if I was praying, I'd do this. I'm like, here, let me try it. I was praying for peace. It's not working, so go back to your seat. All right. Nobody's listening to me.
Wow, you just shattered that kid's dreams. Dude, all of his belief systems.
The best lesson you've probably ever taught in that school. That kid learned something that day.
Oh, the kids love it when I go off the rails like that, and I say shit that because it's in Texas, so every kid like wakes up Sunday morning and goes to church. So when they hear me with some opposite opinion of them, they're like, "Mister, you're going to hell." I'm like, "No, I'll be warned, I guess."
I'll see your daddy and mommy there, don't you?
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
They ain't following your rules either.
Yeah.
But I've been like rewatching a bunch of movies too, and I just want to note that I bumped Happy Gilmore up to 5 stars.
Damn.
Yeah, I rewatched it and I was like, this is iconic and perfect, and maybe the most quotable movie ever. Yeah, honestly,
more quotable than Pulp Fiction.
Yes, 100%.
Really?
Yeah, I would say so.
Yeah. Okay.
And then I also bumped The French Dispatch up to 5 because I was like, that should have happened a while ago.
I think all 3 of you have that at 5 stars.
I love that movie.
Yeah. That movie sucks.
Yeah.
I mean, I like it a lot. I guess I just thought it was kind of interesting.
When
I minded it.
Yeah.
I haven't seen the latest Wes Anderson, the Alien one.
Asteroid City. I want to rewatch it.
I haven't seen that one yet, but the Life Aquatic is still my favorite of Wes's.
Really?
I don't know.
Honestly, I think French Dispatch might be tops for me now.
Like, it's French Dispatch is close. After I watched it, I was like, "Ooh, this might have taken the throne."
Yeah,
but
I am kind of itching for a Wes Anderson watch through. So I don't know if that's a dive we want to do soon or not. But
I'd be down. You know, I like positive, happy stuff.
It's true. He does. He certainly does. Are you sure you don't want to do a Lars Van Trier, Joe? He's pretty happy.
Let's take it down a couple pegs
before
we
lift you up. And then I'll just like for the next one.
Yeah. Actually, guys, I'm not able to make it every week. Just do it without me, you know.
I think we do Wes, or we do Vartrier, and then we do Wes, right? Like we'll pick it up.
The balance of it.
Go down the rabbit hole and then pick it up Wes.
Honestly, that is actually a pretty good idea.
If we were
How
to do
long
it.
are both of those, you think?
Von
Wes
Trier's
is like
not very
10.
many.
No. I think Wes is around like 10, maybe more.
And Von Trier, I think, only has like 8 or 9.
Yeah,
but Nymphomaniac is 6 hours. So.
Oh, fuck.
Which I cannot recommend that movie enough. I need you guys to trust me. Okay. I don't know if I think I put that as a 5-star movie, but that movie.
I don't know if I can do it.
It's so good.
What other filmmakers would you guys want to do for the next one? Because I mean, we do only have one more week with the Dunes.
Oh shit! Are we watching both of them?
I think we should.
Yeah, we're doing both of them.
Fuck
it. Yeah, might as well. Okay. Okay. I'll try to plan that.
We've already talked about Dune Part 2 already.
Even
Michael, I'd be down for that one. I'd be down for that.
Yeah.
I'm going to my list here of like.
That's what I'm going to right now. Which one did you put it in?
I'm gonna start watching Dune like now.
Yeah. I just have a note.
I got a lot of shit to do in the next.
And I have like a list of the ones that I think like we'd all want to do, kind of, and then.
Yeah. Oh, director's dive. I'm stupid. Never mind. I found it.
I got Wes Anderson. I put Sean Baker in here. I figured that'd probably be one we might be interested in doing sometime.
Yeah.
Mel Brooks.
That would be relatively short, right?
Yeah, it's pretty short. That's probably the shortest, honestly, of the ones I'm gonna list.
Soderbergh, that's a long.
That's long as fuck, but I would do it. I would also do that one on the side myself if like me and you want to do that one, Alex, or something, you know, like or the one.
I've just been seeing. He's pumping out like 6 movies a year now. It feels like, so I'd like kind of want to get on that.
I watched Presents and I was fucking disappointed, but
Sean Baker is 8.
Del Toro.
I saw you really didn't like it.
I did not like it, man. It did not work for me.
Yeah, I mean it was pretty slow. The dialogue was like pretty much bare bones just to move the plot forward. I feel like.
Yeah, and the twist of it all, I was like, dude, what are you saying with this movie? Like, I just did not fucking.
It's a good point. Yeah. There really wasn't a lot to say.
Yeah. But he's got good. He made Ocean's 11, so he's got to have some good movies.
Cronenberg might be a bit of a,
That would be tough. I feel like that one would be like one where Joe quits. Like.
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Sorry. Moving
halfway
on.
through.
Did we watch? Who did we watch that had, like Videodrome? And
That's Cronenberg.
That's Cronenberg.
Yeah. So we've done a few.
We probably did that for the chest, didn't we?
Yeah. Eastern Promises, we did that one too, and that's Cronenberg for the chest.
That's a good one.
That was good.
Those movies both. Well, Videodrome was okay.
I think there's like 23 for Cronenberg.
There's
so like, I don't know. If I didn't like it, I don't know if I could do that.
Yeah, that's fair.
I think my vote stays at Michael Mann for my
Michael
next
Mann?
vote.
Okay.
Yeah, that's my next vote. That or Rodriguez.
Okay. I want to do Gilliam. I really want to do Gilliam. I want to do Anderson just because I want to rewatch his movies. Michael Mann, I think, is like a dive I'm down for, though, because all of his movies are pretty different.
Yeah.
Guys, what do you think about John Hughes, though? What do you think about that?
I like it, but where do you... Is it just the directed movies for him, or is it like... Because he has a lot of like just writing stuff, too, so it's... I don't know. I do have him on the list, though.
Just like his movies.
Yeah, 100%. He's got his own, like...
Those seem
genre
like...
kind of, too.
Weird. Are they just like all comedies?
This is shit ton, too. I mean, there's like probably like 30.
Ooh.
For John Hughes?
For
written stuff,
for writing stuff.
Yeah. What
Terry
else?
Gilliam, you might be able to
never
convince
mind.
me.
For just
director, think so?
there's less.
You might be able to.
Yeah, I only have 8 for his directing.
Yeah, for director, yeah, you're right.
Gilliam's got some different ones.
Yeah,
and some weird ones.
I mean, 12 Monkeys, The Brothers Grimm, and then you have Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas. Those are like 3 different, like...
Yeah. I want to see Brazil. I hear a lot of good things about that. Time Bandits looks fun. But some of the later stuff, probably not as good. Yeah, I mean, I'll just put it on the thought here. I mean, also Darren Aronofsky. I've watched his movies, but I feel like that's a dive we would enjoy, honestly. And it's pretty short.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
He did. Did he do Mother? Because I actually just watched Mother.
Oh yeah. What'd you think of that?
Wild.
Yeah.
At first, like watching it, I was pretty like pissed off. Up until like, I guess I realized what the characters actually represent.
Yeah.
And then I liked it, but like, and I mean, I get that like I probably was supposed to be irritated because I have no fucking idea what's going on for like the majority of the movie. But I think just because of my like religious background, that's kind of why I really liked it.
Is that, I was going to say, is he just wrestling with his religious beefs still?
Pretty much.
Like he does in most of his movies, it seems.
Oh, I don't know. Yeah. In Mother specifically. She's like, basically like Jennifer Lawrence's character is supposed to be Mother Earth, and then
people are
Javier Bardem is like God.
Gotcha.
Yeah. It's that movie
just like weird shit that go to their house and stuff. It's like they're basically like a newlywed couple, and they just have like a weird relationship dynamic. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I would say there's good conversations that come from Aronofsky movies too. So like, check his out.
I could be down actually.
Yeah, and then there's shorter ones with like Jordan Peele, Edgar Wright, James Gunn, if we want to. And then what do you guys think about Spielberg? Is that something you're ever going to want to do or what?
I thought you said you already.
No,
I've done them. I've gone through them, but bro, I mean Spielberg, like these major filmmakers, I would go through them again though. That's where I'm at.
Yeah.
You know, like.
Okay.
But I'm a fucking fiend for movies, so.
Yeah.
And his are like
whatever.
His are like 30 though. It's maybe the most, honestly.
Whatever one we do next, maybe on the side, I might start the Soderbergh one just because I'm kind of itching to.
I'm down
if that's something you're looking to do, Matt.
Absolutely. Yeah.
Are there a lot for that one?
Soderbergh?
Yeah.
I think there's like 69 fucking movies that man is.
God damn.
Is a lot.
All right, here, let me look. Oh wow.
How many are there?
Oh.
Holy, It's like close to 30, I would guess.
Yeah, I want to say over 30, honestly.
He's got like 3 coming out this year. Or wait, maybe I'm getting presents mixed up.
I think it just Black Bag actually just came out. Yeah. That's his, right?
Okay. Yep.
I'm curious about that one.
I love Michael Fassbender, so color me interested.
Yeah. Well, next week, let's come with our final decisions then, or we'll have our final discussion on it.
And then are we going to put it into
looks
a
like
randomizer?
35.
Guess we'll see what we want to do.
And a wheel.
And a lot. Yeah, also, I guess I have been meaning to look at... I haven't looked up my movies for a while. I'm pretty sure I have Black Bag.
Yeah, I looked to see
it's
if
not on
anybody
my
has
bench,
it.
is it?
Let me check.
No.
I hope it's not. I just haven't checked in a while.
Yeah, I was going through it again, and I just wanted to make sure. Do we know when we want to try to lock in points
Black
for
Bag
rating?
It's on your open, so it's not on your bench. Yeah, see,
Cool, okay.
so that's the thing. I've been trying to keep it updated, and the rating for In Lost Lands actually dropped 2%.
Oh.
So I don't know. Should we just wait till it hits streaming, and then maybe like 4 weeks after streaming, or like a week after streaming?
I mean, I think that would be like the way to get the best
Yeah.
results, but like also like that's so much to try to like track. So either you have to track your own movies or something, you know, like to like.
I mean,
you have to make a little notification to like in a month, you know, to do that.
I'm tracking them.
Yeah, I'm gonna try to track too, just to like have it myself, and just because I want to, you know, do
Holy
that shit.
shit! Up until what point do we have to move these out of? Like if they're the lighter green, are they locked in?
So the neon greens, those are locked in because that's the month that's currently going. That's what I'm highlighting. Blues have already passed, and then the dull green, that's like upcoming. Reds don't have a date yet.
Okay, gotcha. Friendship might have changed, but anyway, what I was gonna say. I see Noah. You still have Snow White at worst.
I'd keep
after what we talked about. Do you think that's a good idea?
I know. That's what I was saying. I was like, "Fuck!" If that's the case, like, if it does actually make money, that's gonna.
But
as of right now, Captain America: Brave New World is the biggest budget. The next biggest budget is Mickey 17 at 120.
For box office, you mean?
No, this is just their budget. So box office, Mickey 17, opening weekend. I only have opening weekends on here right now. It made 19 million, and then Brave New World made 87.
Well,
I guess like my question for rating is like, should we keep a running list? Like, because my goal is I'm gonna check like one day every week. I'm gonna try to do like a stream or something, and then like update the box office and just track it every week or whatever. But should we lock in ratings just like at the end of the year? Like when we're gonna like basically lock in everything right before awards, you know, like
yeah, we could do it that way too.
I'm just wondering if that's like it, because then it's just gonna have it's gonna be open the whole time. Ratings can fluctuate or whatever, but
yeah, I don't think they'll fluctuate crazy, but I mean,
right?
I think like they would probably settle down over the course of the year, unless it's like up for awards.
Yeah,
because then a lot more people will be watching it, and a lot more people will be rating it.
Yeah.
So it could, like, I feel like it could change more around award season if it's up for awards.
Right, it starts to like pick up. Yeah. That's definitely an easier way to do it, I'd say, or just like a less, I don't know, like difficult
like you
way
don't
to
have
track.
To constantly be updating it, yeah.
Or like locking things every time at a certain date, or I don't know. It's just too much for me to track, but okay, I'll send that in the chat, see if Pat likes that.
Okay. Well, as of right now, too, according to the ratings that I haven't adjusted it to the 500 yet, so it's just out of 315 as of right now. But In Lost Lands is the lowest rated.
Nice, good pick.
So,
yeah.
Yep. Love Hurts is at number 2.
Damn, what's the rating for In Lost Lands right now?
In Lost Lands, we're at 117 out of 315. So.
Oof.
Yeah. Cool. I mean, that's the only movie on the chart that's in all red.
Yeah.
Right, well,
what was the budget? Do you know?
Yes, actually, the budget for In Lost Lands.
Aries in my fucking worst.
is 55 million, if you could believe that, and it only made 1 million. Yeah, and it only made 1 million so far. So
I would have thought that was like a $10 to $15 million movie.
I know. When I saw 55, I'm like, that's crazy.
That's wild. Nice
pick.
Who
gives this guy this money?
Yeah. That's like that's a money laundering scheme right there. That 20 to 30 million just instantly disappeared somehow.
I have a feeling that about 25 million went to Dave Bautista, but that's just yeah, it's got to be something like that, right?
And then he's just paying his wife to be in the movie, right? Like,
laundering his money. It's like when fucking when Bill Gates donated the most donation to charity, and it was to his own charity. Like,
right back into his back pocket.
Yeah. Oh fuck.
All right. Well, any other topics of discussion? Anything else you guys want to bring up before we sign off?
I don't think so.
Good news. I did rewatch Django, and it is still a 5-star banger. So
yeah. Okay, good.
I was worried
about that one.
No. I got.
Joe, have you checked out? Because Matt was telling me over this weekend that he tried Project Hail Mary. Have you checked that out at all?
Oh, I did actually add. I think I got an Audible.
Okay,
yeah. I am planning on actually listening to the audiobook, so
nice.
I'll let you know how it is.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
I enjoyed it a lot, definitely.
Yeah, I thought you guys might. Sci-fi.
Yeah, right now. I'm going through Station 11, and this book called The Body Keeps Score. It's about like trauma and shit, and kind of just like mental health stuff. I don't know. I usually try to go like half and half for fiction and nonfiction. I don't know.
Okay.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. Yeah. Well, thanks for watching, guys. Thanks for tuning in. We got I'm going to butcher that name, but he said, hope you keep this going. Imagine an Afghan from Pakistan finding this channel. Great to hear you. Hope this goes on. And hopefully I'll find this live some waking hour next time. So we're global, boys. That's all I'm saying.
Hell yeah. Looks like we need to have a, what do they call it? A streamathon? What do they do? Subathon. There we go.
Yeah.
Just sit here and talk about movies for like 24 hours. Just fucking lose our minds.
Hit all the time zones, baby.
Yeah.
Hit all the time zones.
But good chat. Good movie. Love to talk about it. And we'll talk next week on some Dunes.